the next year, that was the year 73, 74 of the great collapse of Keynesianism, because that was the first year when the process of so-called stagflation or inflationary recession became evident. It happened before a little bit, but it wasn't evident. All of a sudden, 73, 74, there's an inflation, 13, 14% inflation, so-called double-digit inflation. And at the same time, there's a big recession with unemployment and bankruptcies and all the rest of it. What are you supposed to do about this? Keynesian doctrine, of course, is very simple. I mean, the equations are complicated, but the practical conclusion is very simple. The government is the great macro steering wheel, or whatever. The economic system is wonderful in the micro sense, but in the macro sense it's totally without an anchor, without a rudder. It needs a great helmsman, namely, of course, the government. Provided the government is steered by Keynesian economists, that's, of course, a key. And looking at the controls and the indicators and statistics, if the Keynesian economist finds that there's a recession and prices are falling and all that, you pump in spending, usually, of course, meaning increasing government budgets. If you find there's a boom and there's prices going up and so forth, and inflation, then you take out spending. Mainly, almost always, of course, by increasing taxes. Never by cutting the government budget, by the way. This is part of the Orwellian memory hole of the original Keynesianism. So you increase taxes by sopping up, quote, excess purchasing power. In other words, we have the excess purchasing power after the government has already inflated the money supply, and we've all gotten it. Then we become excessive, and they have to sop it away again. It's sort of a 1-2 punch to the economy, to the people. So here we have a situation, however, where you have two things happening at once. Inflation, prices are going up, and yet there's also a recession. What are you supposed to do? Do you pump in spending or you take it out? You can't do both at the same time. Despite all the equations and computer or whatever, you can't pump in spending and take it out at the same time. So they were finished. I mean, essentially, Keynesian has been dead from the neck up since 1974. It doesn't mean they quit. Nobody ever quits. It's one of Rothbard's laws of sociological laws. I have a whole bunch of them which have evolved over the years. And one of them is nobody quits. And it's not an apodictic law like praxeology. Once in a while somebody does quit. But it's a tremendously good empirical generalization with high predictive value. Okay? So it's coherent and it has great predictive value.